Welcome back to the channel. My name is Shelby, and today we are going to be working on Mustard, the V6 budget build drift car. So, what are we doing with Mustard today? As you might know from previous videos, I got this car for free after some trades. It didn't run, nothing, and then we ended up getting it to fire off. Found out that the ECU has been or needed to be programmed because this thing doesn't have PATs anymore. Got the ECU programmed, turned around, got rid of all the emissions and all that other good stuff in it. And then we had a spare GT Mustang that I had, got for pretty cheap. And we swapped the rear end out and put 410s in it, completely rebuilt it, welded the diff, welded the axle tubes, and called it a day. Some other minor stuff that was done. We got some bucket seats. I put a short throw shifter in it. And then the reason the wheels are off right now is because I just put a brand new rack, power steering rack in there that I got with that GT Mustang and got that done. Now the reason I went ahead and did that was because what we're doing today is we are going to be installing some very, very budget-minded coilovers. So these are the max speeding rods version 2 coilovers, front and rear for this car. These are not necessarily drift coilovers because they have like a 7K spring rate, whereas like a purpose-built drift car, you want somewhere around like the 10 to 12, whatever spring rate in there. But these are definitely better than what I got factory. Both of the front struts are leaking, the rear shocks are not so great, and the rear springs I just threw in there, they were off of they were chopped springs. So we're going to be installing these max speeding max PP rods, coilovers, and go get this thing aligned and see how she runs. So stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and start with the front, work front to back on this since I've already got the front already off. And yeah, hopefully not too much of a pain in the butt to get done, and hopefully a drastic performance improvement. So that's what's coming up. Stay tuned. Well, things have escalated pretty quickly here on this, what was supposed to be just putting coilovers in. As you can see, I have taken everything out. So first thing that happened was couldn't get the brake caliper off. Brake caliper was seized on. So it is currently over here with the rest of the spindle and the rotor and everything else. As you can see, I've disconnected the line as well. What I decided to do was go ahead and upgrade everything to GT Mustang spec, which would include dual piston calipers and everything else. All of that is sitting in this beautiful Rock Auto box. Also, while I was at it, I found that my ball joints were blown out. So there's the one for the passenger side, there's the one for the driver's side. So I went ahead and got complete replacements. I'd rather do that than press these ball joints out. Makes it simpler for me. But we're gonna do the entire front suspension now, it looks like, on this thing. So the entire front suspension is gonna make this thing much better to drive around. So, and then I won't have to worry about the ball joints and all that good stuff. So we're gonna put all the front suspension components in, finish button this up, put the new brake calipers in it, put the new brake lines in it, and then we are going to start working on the back. Once we get the back set up, we'll drop it down, we'll bleed the brakes, we'll do all those good things. And then hopefully, we'll have basically a brand new car on our hands. So that's the plan now. we've gone from just doing coilovers to doing a full front suspension and coilovers. So we'll see how it goes. Here's where we're at. Got everything in. So the coilover, all the new front end equipment, everything looks pretty good too. It's all in, and we even got some brand new rotors and pads. I haven't put that wheel on because I did this side as well, and I just wanted to make sure everything was good to go 100% before I put all the wheels on. But now I get to put it on the ground and just see how it kind of looks. And then we'll go ahead and get started on the back side. So the back side isn't like a true coilover. It's going to be an adjustable spring mount that goes on the spring and then the shock. But you know, I'll be able to adjust it higher or lower depending on what I need. So that's still pretty cool. But these front ones are full coilovers. So when I do my adjustments, I'll have to, let's go over here. I'll have to break these loose, and then I'll use the whatever you call it that comes with it to be able to lower it as needed. So we'll get like a baseline of where we're at, see how much further we want to drop it, and then go from there. But yeah, luckily the hardest part's done. So now we get to move on to the back. We got the front end on the ground, and looks pretty cool. It's definitely cambered in. The other side's off and needs to be adjusted as well, but as far as getting the front end together, it's together. So we'll work on adjustments later. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on the rear. And funny story, I haven't actually opened this trunk until today. Realized that the shocks were blown out on the roof itself, or the trunk itself. So got a piece of wood in here. Then I realized super dirty, and the previous owner left a nice empty box of Coors Yellow Bellies in here. So we'll get these shock mounts on either side loosened up. Hopefully they're not too much of a pain. And then we'll raise the car up, and it should go ahead and lift it up enough at that point where the springs should just realistically fall out. And then we can kind of slap everything back together. Well, that was about the easiest it could have gone as far as getting the new shock and spring installed. So what I did is I went ahead and set this at the highest point that I could without it like going over this lip right here at the top. So if I want to adjust it lower, all I'll have to do is just break this loose and then tighten it down to make it. I still got, you know, almost 3 inches of play right here that I can drop it down. Same thing on this side. Got everything tightened up top. So everything's good over here, but like you can even look and see the difference that I got in the front. So I have to do some more adjustment on the front. I didn't even, yeah, you can see like I've got quite a few inches of play here, but I have way more over here. So I'll have to drop this side down a little bit to make it nice and clean and even. And then what I'm gonna do before I start messing with any of that though, is I do have new brakes for the rear too. So we're gonna pop these off, replace these crusty old brakes, and then I think I'm gonna bleed all the brake system before I continue. So replace these brakes and rotor pads and rotors, then we'll bleed the system, make sure that the brakes are good, and then we'll start doing some adjustments. You can see my new rack in here. Yeah. New control arms. Oh, and I'll need to grease all the bushings. So yeah, should drastically improve the performance of this particular ship box. So that's what we'll do next, and then I will update you when we do our next thing, whatever that is. Well, I'm glad I wanted to replace these replace these brakes because yeah, I found this guy. The piston on the right rear has been like really messed up, and then also the boot is cracked really bad. I tried to compress it down with the compression tool and it was not working. So I noticed when I had originally got this car and bled the brakes on it, it was a little soft. And I was like, I'll just need to re-bleed the brakes and blah, 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 blah. But I think that was probably our issue. It wasn't me bleeding the brakes. It was the fact that there was probably something wrong. So, good thing is, this is a Mustang. I play around with a lot of Mustangs, so I have a spare, which is good. I already compressed it. Everything looks good. Cleaned it all out. It's rusty and old, but it'll do the trick. So, we'll get that caliper replaced. Not really the easiest thing to do on these rear Mustangs, because you've got your e-brake, which goes into there. Yeah, goes into there, and then it loops into here, and then you have this spring that compresses it all together. So you want to do this with like no brake pressure at all, brake fluid in it, so that it kind of helps you move it around a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna get that put back together, get it cinched up, and then finish doing the brake job on the rear of this thing. I definitely underestimated how hard it was gonna be to put that spring on. What I ended up having to do is I put this bolt in and put this part of the spring clip on. I had this mounted in my vise, and then I zip tied the spring to this actual bolt so it wouldn't slip off. Then, as you can see by my little scar marks here, I just had to get a pair of channel locks and push it as hard as I could until I could get it to clip in. Then once I got it clipped in, tighten that bolt on the bottom side up, and we were good to go. So then the only thing I had to do is run that e-brake through. So this is all cleaned up, this is all done, got brand new brake pads in there. Sue me, I don't put the little dust or the little piece in there because it's not needed. And yeah, we're good to rock and roll. So next thing I got to do is, dang, that light is bright. You'd think I'd figure it out by some point to not turn it in my face when I got the light showing. Now what I'm gonna do is hit all four corners, bleed the brakes as good as I can, and then we'll start doing our little micro adjustments, you know, getting the levels that I want on the actual coilovers and everything. And then also I need to figure out, do a little toe alignment. So we'll see. I might try to see if I can do some caster camber on it. I don't know. I don't have a setup, nor do I really care to do like hillbilly alignments, so I'm probably just going to take it to the alignment shop and have them do it. I know it's extra money, but it is what it is. So brakes, adjustments, alignment. Well, unfortunately we have a couple issues. We got everything done, car back down on the ground, looks good, runs pretty good. This one's a little cambered in right now, current state, but the bigger problem is when I turn, I have a popping noise. I looked and looked and looked for the popping noise. Where it's coming from is the top of the actual coilover itself. So I'm gonna have to lift it back up and take that coilover out. I want to inspect it, see if I can figure it out. Maybe something's just not right. Maybe I need a new coilover. So I don't necessarily know how to get a hold of max speeding rods to get a new coilover. So hopefully we can fix it. We'll find out. Second thing, replaced the rack. Everything was good. And then you see down there, we now have a leak. So it's not leaking nearly as much as it was before, but it is leaking. And it's not leaking from the coolant or from the power steering rack itself. It's actually leaking from the very bottom side of the power steering pump itself. Also, I couldn't get the power steering pump to stop groaning, so I think it's just on its way out. It's okay though. We have a replacement right there. So we're gonna replace this power steering pump first, put new fresh power steering fluid in it, and then we are going to work on the coil over that is popping. So the journey continues. I got the power steering pump out, and it's crazy because, like, look at everything you have to take off the front of this motor in order to be able to get it out. And honestly, it looks like a lot, but it probably took me like 15 minutes. And the reason it looks so crazy is because the power steering pump holds the bracket for the alternator, and it's got some weird like mounting plates on it. So if you look at it, oh, and it's got a tensioner, or not a tensioner, but a whatchamacallit on it. So that's the whole assembly, and this is all that we're actually replacing. So I got to pull this pulley off, and then I guess there's a few bolts in the back there that hold this whole bracket assembly on, and then we're good. And then I got to put the the pulley back on it. But yeah, that looks like a whole mess of crap, but in reality is it only took me about 15 minutes to get it all off. So we're gonna get everything swapped over. I'm gonna see if I have another idler pulley, because that thing sounds terrible. If I don't, then well, I guess we'll run it. But hopefully if I can find another one, we'll swap that out real quick, and then hopefully be back in business on this power steering situation. All right, I think we're finally done with this episode. We got the coilovers in, the new brakes on, even got new trunk shocks, new power steering pump, new front rack. So we're gonna go on a little test drive and see how she runs. It definitely still needs to be aligned. Steering wheel's a little crooked, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So she's riding pretty smooth. She actually drives pretty straight. Steering wheel's still crooked though. Like I said, it still needs an alignment. Camber on the passenger side is off, so I'm gonna try to mess with that a little bit myself, using the whole tape measure scenario to try to get it a little bit better. But overall, I mean, it rides pretty smooth. It goes over some bumps kind of hard, but you know, this is a not meant to be a Cadillac. Oh, it's stiff. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it right there, but I'm gonna probably try to take it around and do a couple spins with it and see how it holds it. But yeah, did a lot on this thing, on this episode. It took a little while to get through it, but you know, we had to order some parts and do some shit, but it runs and drives pretty good, so I'm pretty happy. And yeah, we'll keep building this car. One day it'll be a mighty fine drift car, I hope. But if it doesn't, at least I had fun. But all right, that's gonna be it, guys. If you like what I'm doing, please be sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'm gonna be doing a swag giveaway that I made and my buddy made with Endless Racing. So it's just going to be a little gift bag and some other things that we're gonna do to, you know, say that I appreciate you you being a subscriber. So oh god, this thing is whew. Okay, but all right, that's gonna be it. We'll talk to you later. Peace.